right, so today what we're going to do is we're going to move ahead and we're going to do lesson 15. So if you will, you need your name, first and last. You need hour 7. Make sure you use your hour. We're in 7th hour right now, but if your hour is 4th hour, put 4th hour. Lesson 15. You're going to do problems 1 through 10. Okay, and then of course put the date. And we're going to do example B. Okay, now today's is not going to be real difficult. Okay, it's not going to be a real difficult lesson. In fact, you're going to do it, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, that's it. Okay, so let's go ahead then and take a look at 15. It looks real scary, okay, because you've got parentheses and negative x's. So just go ahead and write the original problem. Right? And really all you need the app for is essentially to get the problem. Because we'll go ahead and we'll write the original. Now, before, if we had x and star, how were they related? They were opposites, okay? So really, a negative x is a star. Yep. A negative x is a star. So when you write down this problem, what you're going to do is you're going to take out the negative x's and you're going to put in a star. So it's 2 star plus star equals 10 plus star. So all I did essentially was I took out those negative x's right here and I put in star. That's all I did. Okay, now I need to go ahead and do the next step. What's the next step? Combine. So how many stars do I have? 3 star equals 10 plus star. That's the #1 problem I see kids doing right now if you're not combining like terms. Okay, now the next step is to hit 10 by itself. So I'm going to, I can subtract a star from each side, absolutely. So 2 star equals 10, and then I divide by 2. So I divide by 2 on each side. Notice how I show that. And I end up with star equaling 5. Now, star is also negative x. And that's what kids forget to do. They forget to go in there and write that star is negative x. Okay, so don't forget that. Right here, this step right there that I highlighted. Make sure you put negative x equals star equals 5. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over on the other side and I'm going to do the check. So I've got the check. I'm going to write the original problem. So I'm not going to put stars in. I've got 2 parentheses negative x plus negative x equals 10 plus negative x. I'm going to take out the negative x and I'm going to put in 5. And it's 5 because I just said that negative x is 5. So now I'm going to go ahead and do my check. 10 plus 5 equals 15. 15 equals 15. It's not hard. We've done it before. We okay? Questions? All right, let's move on. and do C. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my app, and again, that's really all we're using it for, is for the problem. So I have 3 parentheses negative x minus a negative x plus 5 equals 8 plus negative x. So I'm going to go back to my app, and I'm going to write down the problem. So 3 parentheses negative x minus a negative x plus 5 equals 8 plus negative x. Okay? So again, I'm going to take out my negative x and I'm going to put in star. So I'm going to highlight my negative x's there so I know exactly where to put my stars. So 3 star minus star plus 5 equals 8 plus star. Now some kids, they'll see the minus next to the x, right? And you'll want to chop it, right? Okay, I wouldn't do that here, and the reason why I wouldn't is I've got 3 star minus star, and I can do that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine my like terms. 3 star minus star is 2 star. So 2 star plus 5 equals 8 plus star. I combine my like terms. Again, you guys don't like to do that very much. Now what do you want to do? Okay. So I get star plus 5 equals 8. Now what?
And minus 5.
Sure. Star equals 3. Anything else? Yes.
Yeah.
Equals from negative x.
Yes, negative x equals star. Okay, and you might even want to put an x equals negative 3, especially if the problem calls for it. If it asks you to plug in an x, you might want to put it in your work. You must do the negative x equals star. You need to do that. Okay? If you don't do that on the test, I will count it wrong. Sure. You practice your homework like you practice your test. Okay? So now the check. Okay, so you put in the original. Okay, and I'm going to highlight the negative x just because I think it's a little bit easier. So I get 3 times what? 3. And what students like to do is they like to put in a negative 3, but it's not. So I multiply. Questions? Something you don't understand? Any questions? So what we learned about today is that if I have a negative x in parentheses, that equals star. Yep, because they're opposites. X and star are opposites.